On this worksheet, Measuring Mass, you're actually using not only the triple beam balance to determine what the mass of an object is, but you're also going to use a subtraction method to determine how much mass there is of a substance inside of a container. First thing you ought to do is to know that just to read the triple beam balance, all you have to do is add up the masses of the sliders on the three beams. So it shows you that the hundreds is at 200, the tens is at 70, and the ones is at 6.5. If you add those all together, 200 plus 70 plus 6.5, there's your answer. Now, another way to do this, rather than having to add them, is to just read them in order from largest to smallest. 276.5. 276.5. There's your answer. Now, if you are trying to figure out the mass of a substance in a container, if you can't measure something directly on a triple beam balance, sometimes you have to put it into something else to measure it. For example, this looks like it's probably some sort of a powder. You couldn't put the powder directly on the balance. So when you take this measurement, you're going to have the measurement on the balance, which is a combination of the mass of the container and the substance inside of it. So if you have the mass of these two things together, the substance and the container, if you take away the mass of one of those, then you're left with the mass of the other. And that's what you're going to do here. The example that they give you is if you have the mass of a substance and container is 29 grams, and you know the mass of the container alone is 13, then if you take away the mass of the container from the mass of the substance and container together, you're left with just the mass of the substance. You're going to do that here. You're going to need to find the total mass of the substance and container together and subtract the mass of the container from the question. Number 2 is a completely separate question from number 1. Do not use this image in order to answer the questions. It has a completely different set of numbers than number 1.